Hey folks. Alright, yeah, there's a really cute scene in it, so have to see it. Hopefully the bear will be fine. Imagine having that as a pet. The big guy. It's her, I think. No, her.
Artyom, this kid shouldn't be out there without a gas mask. What the fuck?
I think he appeared as a child. He is a dark one.
No! Don't shoot him, Miller! Then get it away from me! No mask. I should have known.
This one's green, but that one's yellow. Tell him I'm not a danger.
It seems he is adapting well. Yes, that will keep him alive. May I talk to him, Artyom? Colonel Miller, put your...
Don't know why anyone asks Artyom Manning. He's a silent protagonist. And in a world where you can't, use sign language or write things on paper.
Cool enough. I doubt this creature can help us. But you two, go on without me.
I kind of missed a bit
Before I give
of
in
dialogue
to
there,
and
annoyingly.
rid the earth of it.
How is this? I can understand his thoughts. And I can hear yours, Artyom. Can you hear anyone's thought just by touching them?
With Artyom, it's different. We can talk from afar. He was adopted long ago.
Do you see, Artyom? The Dark Ones changed you so that they could understand us.
What's behind that door? Did you hear? They call you. I can hear. Open this.
Wait. That looks like one of the sealed doors in D6. Yes, an exhibition.
Remember, they're saying the doors were sealed from the inside.
What's there?
My people. They're inside. Sleeping.
Sleeping standing up? That must be uncomfortable.
Look at this. They're hibernating. He is not alone.
I must wake them up. It's time for them to live.
We are all going there now. We'll open the door if we can.
There's death nearby, all around. But I must wake them, or be alone forever.
Now listen. Help us, and we'll help you.
I will. What needs to be done? I must wake them.
We'll have to improvise.
Hey, wake up, you bastards!
Hey, that's a bit mean. Meanie. The effect looks really weird on screen.
Colonel, can you open the gate where the Gardens line ends at D6? Do you have the code?
I have all the codes for D6, but I can't promise a thing.
You'll have to. He will help us in Polis if you do.
Take him along then, and brief me on the way. If I'm convinced that he'll help us, I'll open your door. Follow me.
Oh, that's good. Still a gruff bastard as always, though. Next part has no combat. We move around a little, find a diary entry, but it's purely story, which is fine.
I understand his excitement and his wish to immediately meet the others, to free them and wake them up. But he has agreed to wait a bit longer. First he's going to try...
I'm really anxious. I really want to know how well I've done. Because I like to think I've done really well. I've done better than I did the first time, which is true. I've kept my killing to a minimum. I've done a lot better than normal, and I hope I get it. But I have to wait to the end of this chapter to know for sure. Enforcement of peace. He is not alone, and he's not the last. I understand his excitement and his wish to immediately meet the others, to free them and wake them up, but he has agreed to wait a bit longer. First, he's going to try and get help try and help us. We make it to the conference. The Dark One will be able to open up the thoughts of Moscovin or Corbett himself. Perhaps make them stop this madness. This is our last chance.
Artyom, we already knew of Oktoberska from Khan. And we did confront Moskvin on this. Yet he didn't even try to disprove it. He told that by sheer luck, their chemical defense squad was exercising nearby.
And seriously does look like a little kid.
They were able to nip the starting epidemic in its bud. Otherwise, it would have engulfed the whole of Metro. What can you say for that? Even I would have done the same.
Colonel, it was Lasnitsky, the agent who stole a virus container from D6 right before the outbreak.
So what? There's not a single living witness besides Artyom. Who'd believe the order? We have the D6 now. What if it was us who
Here's the cute scene.
But the Reds tried to break through into Hans's territory. We could make Moskvin.
What can we do? We are not an army. We've less than 100 fighters.
Something else happens now in a second.
But after Polis suggested that we share the wealth inside D6, he might actually agree to peace. But we must do everything to have that agreement signed.
Moskvin? What difference does he make?
So yeah,
He's just a puppet in Corbett's hands.
the Dark One is adorable.
Forces are encircling you. You'll seal this peace agreement with your blood.
What? You got a better idea? You brought this ape here. What now? We're done with this. Let's go to the council hall. Follow me.
So the Dark Ones can trick people into making them think they look different.
Permission to report, Colonel.
Denied. Urgent dispatch to D6 Security Force Commander. Go to highest alert. Instruct Korneyev to proceed with... Well, he knows what to do.
Just really need to grab this document over here.
God, please let this work out.
Let's see what it says. I asked the kid about how he made it. How did he survive the Inferno? Now I know. When the missiles rained down upon the city of Dark Ones, he was simply not there. The Dark Ones. We've been asking ourselves how it happened so that a new sentient life emerged almost instantly. Why did we take millions of years of evolution, and the Dark Ones, all the Dark Ones needed were a few years? The answer was simple. It was us, people who brought them to life. They emerged among us. Sukai, butcher name, was my stepfather was right. They were the next stage of evolution, next to ours. We were their fathers. They were our children's. Our children. Oh, they were our children. We had created so many weapons to destroy ourselves, and one of those weapons gave birth to them. They are not like us. What kills us makes them stronger. We left a ravaged, poisoned world, but they learned to live in it. They sustained themselves by absorbing radiation. After being born, they do not enter the world at once. For some time, they continue to exist in a dream, growing and learning from the ones who came before them. What we destroyed was their home, but the place where their young slept was underground, close to the botanical gardens, close to the TV tower. It was in the bunkers under the TV buildings, which were connected to D6. When the warheads fell, the entrance tunnels caved in. The Dark Ones who were almost ready to enter the world got blocked inside. Instead of them, the little one, opened his eyes, awakened by the explosion and the last scream of his mother. Knowing nothing of what had happened, not ready for anything, knowing nothing of the world, he tried looking for his kin, but could not find them because the few survivors continued sleeping. Their time to awake had come and passed. Very soon they could die of hunger, without even opening their eyes once. I don't know how Khan persuaded Miller, but he was the icon of stoicism, and did not reach for his weapon when he saw the Dark One. And the following events shocked me even more than the plans of the Reds. There were Dark Ones in D6. Khan had hypothesized that they were created artificially before the war. Created as what? Soldiers immune to radiation and having no need for voice communications? Could be so. But then God probably decided to breathe souls into them. Hmm. Sorry, just the writing seems kind of weird. Like they say about the Dark Ones being connected to D6, like their bunkers connected to D6, which is fine. Then say, and the following events shocked me even more than the plans of the Reds. There were Dark Ones in D6. It's like it's two separate things. I don't know if this game was originally in English. I'm going to pretend it wasn't and chalk it down to a mistranslation. Apparently the Reich is meant to be the smallest faction, but they have the most people here. But someone was pointing out that, according to Wiki, that maybe cities are meant to represent Hensa, and mostly communists are, mobilizing.
Get ready, Artyom. Stay close to the little one.
Hurrah, comrades! Let there be peace in the name of our children!
You are a liar! Carl, are you out of your mind?
Calm it.
Just believe in me.
You gotta give it to Khan. He just walks in to all the leaders of Metro, fair few people around. Come on, guys with guns. Just screams at the leader of one of the factions. You are a liar. It's awesome. Oh god.
This one time.
Who are you? Guards! Take this man away.
Ranger, stand down. Artyom, little one, it's your turn.
I think they'll be commenting on this. Why is this kid walking towards me? I'm child-phobic. To walk. Like I actually control this. Okay, lights typically shouldn't, expel fire. Oh. You actually go up to the doors.
You must support me on this. Or else, some inconvenient details might surface concerning your brother's death.
Okay, next row. I went too far, I guess.
I overheard one conversation between your brother and his advisor about the threat you pose and ways to eliminate it.
What the hell? Threat? We're brothers.
He thinks you feel bypassed, cheated. He fears you will overthrow him.
He's totally mad. Totally. I'm going to give him an earful.
Words alone will not avert his assassination plans.
The guy on the right made it all up.
Must strike first.
The guy on the left only, heard it all through him.
Maxim, brother.
Box.
I'm so pleased that we finally made up. It was a fight over nothing. Let's have a drink. Sure, brother. What?
I'm sorry if you can hear any feedback. Oh wait, if I lower the sound here.
Silent treatment. What are you looking at me with those honest eyes for?
Boss, your
It was your
clothes are clipping into each other.
Who wanted me dead? Corbett sold
I think that's your biggest problem right now. Your tie is being bisected by your coat.
all because of you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, brother. There's no forgiveness for me. But even so,
And there we go. Obviously, I didn't see it in right order.
what was I out loud? I see. So you gave me something. Just
Does
like
no one remember the child that was here? Or
Yes.
even is the Dark One?
Yes. I did. I poisoned him. But Corbett, I'm a fool. I thought he wanted to save me. And he just took the power. Took me by the throat. And
The guy on the left, what
he's
the fuck's up
storming
with his
the
mouth?
D6 now.
Is it a metal thing or a
Says
cup?
the virus.
It just looks really weird.
And if that falls into Corbett's hands, it's the end.
But you are the leader. Order him. Call the troops back. Stall them at least. Buy some time to make a deal. What kind of a leader are you?
There's nothing more we can do here. Hurry! Faster! To the platform! Damn, I'm not surrendering D6. Follow me!
Alright. Wait. We'll find out here if I get the good ending. I'll find out the name for it. It's called Redemption. Oh yeah, we get heavier armor. Looks like shite, but well, I mean, like it's scrapped together, tossed together. Sorry, let me rephrase it. It doesn't look like power armor or something. It looks like they took metal sheets and whatnot. I was wondering why she wasn't coming with, but then again, she's a few difficulties.
Everyone if you lose? Then I will ask for their help.
I have the good ending! Whoa! Brilliant! Brilliant! Brilliant. If you want to see the C'est la vie ending, then check out my Metro Last Light Let's Play. As I've said numerous times, I'm showing my own Let's Plays here. If you want to see that, check out that one. I also go more kill heavy in it. I like not doing so. I like, you know, minimizing all that. Because it typically gets you the best ending, and it's typically somewhat more difficult. So, well, so that's why I did it this way this time. Yeah! Wow! Brilliant! I'm making weird sound effects for no reason because I'm happy.
He did what he could. And now
My arm is itchy.
he is gone to meet his kin. I can't judge him for that.
Full circle.
The remainder
Started at
of
D6,
humanity are
ends at
finishing
D6.
each other off
Keep thinking Deep
in
Space
the
Nine, but
fight.
very different thing.
It is not his war. I hope he was able to forgive us. Me. For what we did to his brothers and sisters. His mother and father.
The last battle. He is gone. He did what he could, and now he is gone to meet his kin. I can't judge him for that. The remainders of humanity are finishing each other off in their final fight. It is not his war. I hope he was able to forgive us, me, for what we did to his brothers and sisters, his mother and father. How do they reproduce? Can they? From the sounds of it, they certainly can, but maybe it's simply true to chemical weapons. Khan's here, though he's for whatever reason missing a helmet and now has a shoulder pad. Just one. A single shoulder pad. And I don't think he had that before, so... it's weird. And even reloading this pistol.
Bullshitting this time. The red line's advancing on 3 sides. My brothers in arms, I am not a man for speeches, but here it is. You are the most dedicated, most courageous soldiers in the metro. Each of you is worth 5 reds.
Oh yeah,
You simply
I was always curious why Anna never came. I'm not sure if I finished that thought. Basically, she did have a few injuries. And again, what the fuck do I... You know, I probably have little meat left after being rendered so much by the bear. There's a ton of supplies here. I'm not sure if it's infinite, but it's pretty good. Let's get a different gun. No. Yes. And you can mod it. Muzzle brake. Decreases recoil, making it more accurate. Auto fire adapter allows for full auto firing and increases fire rate, laser sight, and ammo box. You can get it all. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go with this gun because it's only appropriate. You really do move slowly.
That's enough! Get back here!
Check your gear. Shoes tied, zippers up.
Get
I thought they're putting on goggles, they were just putting down masks or something. Oh, goggles really don't work here. Probably switch on at the worst moment. Fuck. Let's be honest, that's a pretty cool entrance. You have to give your enemy credit when they deserve it. Did I grab the wrong gun? No, I don't think so. I would have expected this to be laggier. Oh no, it's actually not that bad. Compared to other levels where I'll be facing less enemies. It's bad, but it's not that bad. You get me? I had great difficulty on this mission previously because I didn't know actually what to do in this section. Well, technically knocked down, not knocked down. You know, some of the Spartans we knew from the first game are still alive. I wonder how they are. Presumably, they're here, but... Oh, that's him! Thought I recognized him. I think a few others survived, but I don't know where they are. Reload. When you're gone. But not you're gone, no, this isn't Borderlands. For a moment, I thought monsters were coming out of mists on the right. Just the, whatever way smoke was blowing. Sit down. What reason? Okay, this is working. This is what I couldn't do. Because you're not actually meant to shoot at the tanks. You're meant to shoot at supports. And I think even what you're meant to shoot glows. Annoyingly, now I can't remember. Ah, that's it. Damn it. Oh. The spray is not conductive to... Yeah, basically you have to shoot that out. Heal. Take a shotty. There we go. And now the wheel itself. One wheel off. And one round. Damn it. Fire. There. There we go.
The next sailboat's going to bury us. We've got to hurry.
They're falling back. We won. We beat them. We really did. You don't fuck with Rangers.
Don't get too cocky. They're still strong.
Oh, I nearly missed this. Damn. We must stop Corbett. Prevent him from taking D6. We fail. All we've been through after the war. All the hardships we braved, sacrificed, surviving all these years, all the sacrifices, everything would have been in vain. Could it be that the spring that has finally melted the decades-old ice on the surface promises a new hope of leaving the darkness of the underground and reaching out to the sun again is also in vain? Could it happen that there won't be anyone left to welcome that spring? I can't believe this. Hope still lives while the Order holds D6. While even one of us still draws breath, we will stop Corbett at any cost for our friends and families, for the whole of the Metro, for the spring that we've been waiting for the future.
Report the situation, Sergeant.
Another document here.
Colonel, wounded are out of the fire zone and headed to the evac point.
Well done. Regroup and get ready. They're going to go at it again any moment now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it must be in here. Here it is. Now I know. There were never any stores of food or medical supplies in D6 to speak of. Miller just didn't want to tell us that. He kept opening door after door, hoping to find what he promised, our chance for salvation. But all he found were containers of viruses, bacteria, spores of death. The ancestors left us a vast stockpile of tabooed weapons, nothing else. And we opened Pandora's box. Corbett knew this. He never cared for food or other supplies. Hungry people are easier to control. They always want more. We open Pandora's box, and we're going to steal it back. Or die. All of us. Reload. Down. So we just gotta survive. Right now this gun is kind of lackluster. It just in a visual effects it's lackluster, but it could be due to my graphics and whatnot. Likely is. I think while you're crouching you can't do the auto fire. Ah well. Okay, grenade. I don't think I can throw. No, I think I can. Seemingly not. Why isn't that enough? Change the shot to this. Artyom! I'm hitting C! Oh, 2 Spartans turned up. Thank you. Oh, these. I remember these on the, you know, the heavy level I told you about? These are a pain in the arse. It thought I had a pistol. Unless I've still actually do, but I don't know. I got rid of the wrong weapon basically. Doesn't look like I'm actually firing, but I am. Oh, I'm out. Can't let them get too close, they'll burn us. Never actually really did work out how exactly this gun works. Which is kind of coming back to haunt. I'm using them right now. Well, that's a graphical glitch if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I think I got my game over here. Yeah. That's fine. It'll restart me in the appropriate location, and I'll make sure my guns are all loaded and whatnot, and I'm ready for it. I'll open this now. Those are cool rockets. Yeah, or fireworks, either or. They kind of fit both. At least, as I've said previously, it keeps feeling like there is something when there isn't. Annoying. I don't need to heal. Even though the screen is telling me I do. Maybe I just can't heal with this in my arms. No, I don't need to. Oh, will this game ever make up its mind? Ah, this gun's here. If you didn't get the copy down there or at any stage, can get it here. Ah, we back up. Not that it's actually going to amount to much. Reload. Here they come. The one weakness in these shields is that gap in the there for them to see through. Throw the grenades. Get down. Heal. Okay, I don't need to attack it. Come on. Kill them. You know, remember I was talking about the scrolling is annoying and all that? Yeah, that's why I changed my guns. Well, how I did. It was unintentional. This is difficult. That's good. Remember, that comes important in a moment. That does look awesome. Reload. Stay down. Come on, go down. Shift to this. Ooh. Let's try not die here. At least take a crack at killing the flamer. Oh yeah, this is how you take them down. I didn't realize, I thought this was fake gun. No, it's nothing alike. Okay, this really does seem to be... Its alpha is weird. Way to actually keep this reasonably steady. Appear to be firing at the very least. I find it very hard to tell due to low sound and just a variety of factors if this is actually even working. It's actually kind of funny. Just have a Spartan next to the guys shooting him. whether that will be much benefit to us remains to be seen. And the guy should have kept his vantage point. The guy didn't seem to be able to fire behind him. Nope. I wasn't able to finish him. Alright. At least now I know about the gun and all that. So just taking the gun, then I don't think I would have to reload it. No, let's rely on this gun and the Shambler to kill off these. I'll have to rely on the last gun, the gun I just picked up to my right, for everything else. Come on, just kill the thing. Well, by thing I mean enemies. My mind's elsewhere, so it's a case of just, like, first I'm worried about this, actually completing this, before, you know, people start getting off. I don't know what the alt fire on this is. I hate that they stand right in front of me. The only way to, you know, I found previously crouching stop it from the weapon from swaying quite as much. But I wonder if it's actually that much of a help. Actually, yeah, it is. I think this gun is actually really good at taking down the shields. Because I think they're actually dying much quicker. Just stay down. Main problem with this gun is actually making sure it stays on target. Basically, the heavy squad thing is basically this for the entire thing, and but it's longer and harder. Damn it! Stop getting in my way! Well done. Well fucking done. I know I wouldn't have killed him anyway. I didn't toss out nearly enough grenades there. But, you know, I would have had a chance of actually killing him if they didn't absorb quite a few of my shots. Alright. Let's grab these. Actually ended up looking like they were taking ammo from that chest, which, if that's the case, it actually is kind of a nice little touch. Well, actually, in the situation, it's a little weird. Not that I think about it. You don't kind of want to loot while, you know, you're having bullets shot into you. Tip, it's not the actions of a sensible person. one. Right now I'm just spamming grenades. Damn it, they're exploding mid-air. Just have to hope this works. Why couldn't anyone else in the Spartans be using anything heavier? Yeah, I need the heavier guns like this. Maybe they don't have any? At least with someone who was more accurate than me had it then. Puck grenades. Seriously, you have to do some mashing. Actually, wait. Hoping this will help. No. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's see what this says. This might... apparently you get an extra one if you get the ending I'm getting. You actually get more points if you get this the redemption ending than the COV ending. Okay. Alright, basically they say use the Gatling on the people with shields and, well, focus on the guy with the flamethrower. And don't use the Gatling on anything else, because it's a waste of ammo, and the Gatling will chisel through the shields the quickest. Quicker than any other weapon. Apparently my spoiler from one of the early episodes was actually correct. I thought I just misunderstood it. No, sorry, misunderstood. I said the spoiler, then I thought, oh no, maybe I'm wrong. And I said as such. Okay, switch to this gun. change the gun. Okay, I can't jump. It's just I was hoping if I was on the same level as them, as I think I'm slightly above, maybe might be able to guarantee shield accuracy. The shield accuracy? Actually being able to hit the shields. Because there's no aim down sights, no way of steadying it. Crouching does a little, but it's not that much. Not enough. Maybe if I... Again, I wonder if it's partly frame rate related. I know this gun may have, you know, a lot of shake, but I wonder if it's just me not managing it correctly. Like all. Damn it! Okay, taking another drink. If people do start getting up, I'll just I'll stop recording and I'll post a victorious run with no commentary. Unless I decide to do some post commentary, and I'll have to leave it at that. I'm gonna check that walkthrough that I've been consulting the whole time by NYIAOR2. So again, mad props to you. You've helped me greatly throughout this. Come on, I don't see DLC. Let's see. Apparently, you shouldn't kill any of the soldiers here if you want to get the Shadow Ranger achievement. You can start killing the enemies once the shields appear. And if you complete this whole event, which killing the flamethrower guy is the last part of it, you get the achievement True Spartan. There's no reason not to. I'll just let them kill everyone. I don't think I even killed anyone. I doubt I'll get Shadow Ranger, let's be honest. But I want to see if I could. Fingers are itchy. Just gonna wait with this gun. Sorry. It has to be this time or I'm going to start actually cutting. I might actually just start cutting the parts out. Sorry. I'm gonna, if this attempt doesn't work, what I'm gonna do is mark the video to cut it here, and then I'll come back with this successful run. So, Basically, kind of like what I was saying I'll do if there's if people woke up. But yeah. You have to stay in this bunkered area, which is fine. It's just, if I got, like I was saying earlier, if I could get closer, then maybe I could do, the aim wouldn't be too bad. Oh, damn, I need to blow my nose. God. Ah. Not the end. It's not the end. But you can see it from here. Indeed, you can certainly see the end from here.
Great job, everyone. Listen up, people.
That couldn't be all of us cheering.
So, fuck. The facility is rigged for demolition. I gave the order back in Polis. Now that we have lost D6, our only option is to destroy it.
Count us in, sir. What the hell? Nobody lives forever.
What the hell?
Ah, he was saying it. Okay, he's still up.
Shit, not again.
I accidentally spoiled what exactly happens here. I don't know what. I know a bit, but I don't know enough. So I'm gonna shut up so you can hear this.
Secure the perimeter. Cover the exits. Stay alert, men.
Save your voice, Kirillov. Here, there are only dead Spartans. I feel a bit like Xerxes. What an unforgivable waste of men and resources. So many good soldiers lost. And for what? Molestation? The council? Ah, well. All are cleansed by the fires of revolution. What a pleasant surprise, Colonel Miller. Or what remains of you.
Artyom, it is time.
And who might this be? Ah, the resourceful young man. Tell me, Artyom, savior of the Metro. Where are you going?
Artyom, no need for that now.
Fucking badass. Kind of dark, kind of, but badass. Just, you know, messing with people's minds.
Ullman died, like most of the Spartans. Miller survived and is now in charge of police guards, even though he's confined to a wheelchair. And Khan just disappeared. He once told me, what if this little dark one is the last of the angels sent to save us? The fact that the little one came back and brought his kin, Maybe that was the pardon and salvation. For me, for the Order, for all of us in the Metro. The last light of hope in this kingdom of darkness.
It will be better for everyone if we go away, Artyom. But one day we'll come back. I'll be big then. Goodbye, my friend.
The Dark Ones are gone. But I know we will meet again. Maybe they really were sent to save us. Maybe we did earn forgiveness.
Hey folks, and I'm back. Now that's an ending. But to continue on that talk here, just, like, remember the prologue where you start it was a nightmare where you start seeing people who aren't monsters now as monsters. Basically, that's what happened there with these soldiers, I'm assuming. It's kind of messed up and fucked up, but it's also simultaneously incredibly badass. Also, when they were showing like what happened to different people, and it just showed like a bit of the conflicts there of basically, the dark ones mixed around with the communist soldiers, and the little one just like in midair at the bad guy, the main antagonist. It just looked really funny and adorable. But it is now just gone 7. I'm going to start reading all of the diary entries, as I did miss a few. Not many, but a few. And I'll thank whoever compiled them all. Just have to hope that it's written down somewhere. Rather than just tell me where it is or point me to a video, I want to, all actually wrote down. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go for Metro Last Light. I'm not sure if there's any change between the diaries in Last Light or Last Light Redux. And let me just check this. Fuck, there was non-original music? Fuck. Hope it's not copyright and shit. By shit, I mean tame, rather than insulting it, just to be clear. Like, for example, I sometimes call us, you poor bastard. Some people will probably insult it. Of course, it seems clear and almost stupid to, clarify that, yeah, I'm mean it in a sympathetic way, but I'm sure some people will be quite insulted. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to find all these. Here it is. Once again, thank you to Metro Video Game. MetroVideoGame.wikia. So, thank you. Whoever put it together and the website for hosting it, so on and so forth. I must do what Hunter demanded of me, what Miller ordered me, and what Anna expects of me. I must prove to them all that I deserve to be here. Deserves to be one of them, sorry. I'm looking at both that and my phone. May I have to end this partway through if people do start waking up and moving around. So let's read this as quick as possible. Before I actually start, I'll read it and start again. Before I start again, I really do like the story. I would love to see more. If, like I was saying, if they could expand more on, basically different systems and whatnot. Like how they work out the ideal thing. Is it just some random measurements, or do they have a system? Even if it's incorrect, do they have a system? The Nazis, I'm not expecting complete total accuracy and correct shit from them, but I'm curious to see how they work stuff out. Anyway, and just expand on it all. I must do what Miller demanded of me, as Hunter demanded of me, what Miller ordered me, what Anna expects of me. I must prove to them all that I deserve to be one of them, to be one of the Order's fighters, to dedicate my life to the protection of humanity, the protection of the Metro. This mission is tailor-made for me. I'm the only one impervious to the influence of the Dark Ones. Purpose was born to rid humanity of them once and for all. And now I'm one step from fulfilling that task. So why am I so uneasy? Ashes, level description. Just a year ago, I stood atop of the television station and the television tower and saw missiles rain on the botanical gardens, turning the flesh into ashes, smelting metal and glass. Nothing could survive that inferno. Yet Khan did find a Dark One there. Now my mission is to find and eliminate it, to finish what I started. Note 1. But maybe the Dark Ones aren't the reason for this. It's troubled times we live in. The whole order is humming like a beehive. Once created to safeguard the Metro against any dangers, it inadvertently introduced a new danger on its own. When we entered the tunnels of the D6 secret military installation and found the vast sealed storage facilities we thought would save humanity, with stockpiles of food and medical supplies stored here, with a functional reactor, we could survive indefinitely and live to see the day when the radiation on the surface goes down and we're able to go back there and make Earth our home once more. Pavel level description. The creature I met in the burnt-out remains of the gardens looks like a Dark One, and it was able to enter my mind, dragging the innermost out of me. I'm rushing, so I'm stuttering over words. My apologies. I would take it slower, but I really want to finish this. Like I was saying before, I really enjoy the feeling of saying, I finished another game. It makes me feel good, and I love that feeling, so, But it was just a baby, and I'm sure of that. It recognized me, and I got scared. It also left me knocked out for some time. For some time, just enough for me to get captured. Note 1. The dead botanical gardens were always a deadly deserted place. Stalkers used to avoid it even before the Dark Ones built their hive or city there. I was the only one in the world who'd eagerly go there, but this time Reich stalkers were there too. Those race purists were almost never venture out of their stations in the center of the city. What were they looking for in the smoldering remains of the gardens? And why didn't Anna help me? Miller's daughter would never abandon a comrade. What if they captured her too? She's a rude tomboy who seems to hate me to boot, since I'm nothing like Hunter. But I'm worried about her. Reich, level description. My escape from the Nazi prison could be entitled, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." This friend's name is Pavel. He led a red recon team wiped out by the Nazis. I never liked the communists much, but Pavel acted like a real hero. Note 1. The Dark One was here, at the Reich concentration camp, but he's long gone. Well, that means I'll just have to follow him. The mission assigned to me by Miller still stands. I will find the Dark One, and I'll decide what to do next. If the Nazi was telling the truth, and he really did sell the creature to Hensaw traders, then the Dark One can be just about anywhere. Hensaw occupies the ring line of the Moscow Metro, and is the union of trading stations. They still have regular train service with cargo and passenger caravans. In one day, the Dark One may surface on the other side of the Metro. I may have lost him now. I don't know how the Dark One avoided torture and execution. Nazis regularly hang people for having a wrongly shaped skull, so a creature like the Dark One should seem like the embodiment of evil and corruption to them. Separation, level description. We pulled off the impossible. Now I have to inform the Order that the Dark One is missing. which means to acknowledge that I failed my mission. But now, when he's down in the metro, I won't be able to find him alone. I have to get to the nearest neutral station, then to post the Order's HQ. Pavel will show me the way. When I heard the Fuhrer's hysterical ramblings, all the pieces of the puzzle started falling together. The assaults are patrols That's poor phrasing. They typoed in the copying of it. Them capturing me as a post representative, the existence of these six is no longer a secret, and a total war in the metro is approaching. Note 2. Having a guy like Pavel puts my mind at ease. He seems he'd been here before. Reich's peculiarities don't surprise him. I wish I knew what kind of mission he was on, but I just can't find the right moment to talk. But Pavel seemed to know the Reich was poised for war beforehand. Well, to me, this was a revelation. The tales of the stores we found in D6 were already circulating through the metro. The Order was not going to hog the find, but we're running out of time to explain this. Reich is already almost at the Order's throat, trying to take the vault. So what's going to happen when the Red Lion and Hansa find out about the bunker? So that's the war Miller was talking about. Facility, level description. Pavel's almost certainly going to hang. Who knows what will happen to me? Had he not released me? Red, blue, yellow, what difference does that make? He risked his life for me. You don't get that much in the metro. I just can't walk away on him. Note 1. Basically, the metro never knew any lasting peace. The United administration lasted for just a few years. It all fell apart by itself when it became obvious that the world was no more. The rumors of the president and government surviving and escaping somewhere behind the Urals were just that, rumors, and that Russia was no longer rising from the ashes. After that, it was every man for himself. The stations turned into city-states, and yesterday's neighbours turned into bitter enemies. Survival in the metro meant struggle for food, air, every square inch of habitable ground. Hardly a quarter survives today of those 200,000 who found their salvation from Judgment Day in the metro. Hansa, the Red Lion, and the Reich have grown so large because they were stronger than the others and fought with more determination. But not once in these 20 years of bloodshed has the fighting enveloped the whole metro. What if our tiny underground world is facing a new final world war? Torchlight. What level description? I dragged Pavel out with a noose, and he says he's going to take me as close to Polis as possible. I'll contact the Order and report on everything that has happened. The path to the legendary theatre lies through the catacombs. I've never been there before, and without my new friend, I'll probably be lost. I hope he knows the way. The tunnels and stations in the metro are but part of a subterranean construction projects carried out in the long ages of Moscow's history. The dukes would build secret passages and hideouts. The czars would construct catacombs and reliquaries, and even then, centuries ago, they would routinely stumble upon even older passages created in times immemorial, and perhaps not by humans. Caves, underground riverbeds. Nobody really knows what's there around at the metro stations. Above them or below them, there's no maps, for the cartographers never come back from their expeditions. And those strange, nightmarish creatures inhabiting the catacombs, are they really born of radiation? But they've always lived there. Perhaps they've just avoided men before, but now, feeling that our end is near, that we're no longer the masters of the world, they got braver, and now approach us closer and closer, to finally jump us, and feed on us while we're still warm. Note 2. Pavel was captured in the vicinity of the gardens just like me. I wonder what he could have been doing out there. What the hell all of them were doing out there. I think I'll hit him with that question later. Right now, we just need to stay alive and break out of the Reich borders. Echoes. We're almost at theatre now. The metro entrance should be pretty close. However small the distance is, we'll have to cover it on the surface. And there, every step you take could well be your last. Since the day we ended up in the metro, I've gone up to the surface only a few times. Background radiation is too high there, so frequent ventures out translate into grave illnesses to those brave enough to attempt them. One has to stay constantly alert on the surface. The pollution tends to be uneven. There are hotspots that could dole out a lethal dose of radiation in a matter of minutes, while some parts could actually be habitable if it wasn't for the monsters and unbearable gloominess. The eye cannot discern between a safe space and a hotspot. You have to use a Geiger counter. You can't go out to the surface without a gas mask either. We used to own the Earth. Today, although I still remember that summer day in the gardens with my mom, I almost can't believe it actually happened. I can't believe I used to live in one of those tall houses and look up at the sky every day. It's as if the metro was always my home, but I still miss the world that we lost. Note 2. Bit of the way done. The Red Line is one of the largest and strongest states in the metro, occupying almost a whole line. But for as long as I can remember, the Reds always used to preach that their goal was the installation of communism throughout the whole of the metro. For a while in real life, if memory serves, I don't remember where I read this. My memory's hazy. It's been 2 years since I studied it, maybe more. It could have been notes given out by the teachers, other material, Wikipedia. I don't know. If it's Wikipedia, but basically research this when I say it. But apparently the original idea behind, in Russia with Lenin and whatnot, I think it was Lenin or maybe it was someone else. They originally wanted to spread communism to the world. Then later on, maybe it was Stalin just wanted to keep it inside his borders, didn't care about the rest. So it's kind of a similarity here, which it fits in with the Metro universe. People were killing each other when we could walk, in the sunlight. We're stuck in the ground, we're still killing each other. The restoration of a destroyed state that used to be based on the ideals of equality of justice. I thought it was and justice. The problem is the independent stations keep their distance from the Red Line as best as they can. Sorry, I misclicked. Clicked on a thing, now I went into it. Found it. The problem is the independent stations keep their distance from the Red Line as best they can, which means they can't restore the Red State without strife. Yes, the Reds are no angels, but what the Nazis are doing is regular horror, and I'm happy to have an ally like Pavel, even if he's red. Bolshoi, level description. Our short visit to dead Moscow, the phantom of the past, is over. Pavel and I helped each other out again, and are now running down to the metro as real partners now. We can't survive the wastelands any other way. But ahead of us lies a populated station, the theatre. It's very close to Polis. If Pavel manages to lead me through the Red Line guard posts, I'll be home in less than an hour. Note 1. Pavel needs some time to set everything up. The citizens of other stations need a permit to enter the Red Line. The state in permanent preparation for war readily sees a spy in any outsider, so I have some time to look around the metro, the station, the theatre. Blech. This station is a real legend of the metro, not unlike Polis, the difference being that while Polis gathered most of the surviving scientists, the theatre is considered to be the cultural capital of the metro. Note 2. No wonder, the world-famous Bolshoi Theatre is right above that station. There are rumours that there are underground passages from its basement into the metro, and that's the reason why many of its actors and other staff were able to save themselves on Judgment Day. They founded a new Bolshoi down here at the station. It is the theatre rumours of which it reached even the furthest corners of the metro, and since the habitable world ends where the metro lines end, you could say that the new Bolshoi is known around the world. Some say it preserves the traditions of its great predecessor. They say that the earth continues to spin, while the Bolshoi still puts on the shows. How I wish to see one of those. Perhaps I finally got my chance. Corbett, the level description. That was so stupid of me. I bought that talk of friendship, the stupid musketeer saying. Just wait. I will get even. I wonder, though, why did Pavel go through the trouble of trapping me? Revolution. Level description. Now I'm in real spider-infested catacombs, where the General Secretary Moscovin does not look like the head spider, but that title clearly belongs to General Corbett. I'd sure like to know what's on his mind. What did Leninsky bring him from D6? What's going on to destroy the enemies of the revolution? Only questions and no answers. The only thing is clear. Pavel is the information on the Dark One, which makes him my current target. One thing is completely clear now. This is Note 1. The Red Line is preparing for war. Without pompous statements or fanning hysteria like the right usually does, they're steadily assembling the strongest army in the Metro ever. And the very silence accompanying their war preparations seems more sinister to me than all the Führer's speeches. Note 2. Looks like the Red Line's Secretary Moscovin does not do much decision making. It seems that he himself is Corbett's hostage. The one-eyed general holds him in a deadlock with one hand, while using the other to move the pieces on his huge chessboard, the whole Metro. But why does the secretary, supposedly capable of weighing off the general, or even having him executed, tolerate his insolence and yield to his demands? What gives Corbett strength? Knowledge, perhaps? I just have to catch up with Pavel, and he'll tell me everything. We'll see how he's going to continue singing songs of equality and brotherhood, of creating a just state for everyone. That traitor. In Note 3, justice, equality, peace. Moscovin knows how to hit where it hurts. It might seem strange, but they are right. If we don't reach an agreement, don't stop fighting, we'll finish ourselves off much sooner than any mutants would. Communists, just like Nazis, use a bunker located by the Order as bait. The common folk swallowed hook, line, and sinker. And that's all. War. Prosperity has to be brought with a price of blood. For humanity to have a bright future, one more generation has to discard its present. Note 4. I must find the last surviving Dark One. The Order dictates that I illuminate it. That is my mission. Kill it like I killed all its kin. I'm prohibited from reflecting on this order. I have no right to doubt. But, after I recalled under the effect of Corbett's simmer, I no longer know if I still want to carry that order out. Regina. I guess that's the name of the car. Looks similar enough to what I remember on it, though I found it very hard to read. I was able to send a report back to the Order via my old acquaintance, Andrew the Blacksmith. At least Muller will know that I'm alive, that I have not completed the mission, but I haven't resigned from it either. Note 1. Once again, Andrew helped me out, and once again I'm riding in a rail car towards my goal. This time, though, I travel in comfort instead of hiding in a luggage cart, risking being put to death on the spot if found out. These tunnels I'm driving through, though, seem to harbour more dangerous things than the execution squads of the Reds. Bandits. Level description. Pavel's group is advancing towards Venice, also known as Venice. I can't pronounce the Russian name. They have a few hours lead on me, and are moving via frequently used tunnels, but I will catch up. I can't afford not to. Note 1. Remember Pavel saying, you can't save everyone, you have to choose the lesser evil. In the Nazi concentration camp. He's probably right. But one thought has been nagging on me since. We're all damn heroes saving humanity. The Nazis killing anyone, however slightly mutated. The communists eager to herd everyone into one state. Thus introduce peace into the Metro. Me, who in order to save people, has destroyed a whole new sentient species. We're talking of salvation, all the while killing. And that was the way of man, always. Note 2. Somebody once told me that the Metro stands on water. You usually can't get inside the tunnels. The lived-in stations have pumps running day and night to remove the water seeping in from the outside. But there are also places like this, where the tunnels have turned into subterranean rivers, and the stations into islands. That won't stop me. I'll continue pursuit, even on water. The Venice is already in sight. Dark waters. Or it's a dank. Let's read it for a second. Level description. The snow on the surface starts melting. Familiar rail cars are now joined with boats and fishermen. One of them appears just in the nick of time. Soon we'll be docked at Venice. Pavel's most probably already there. Note 1. Some people don't understand why the whole metro isn't flooded. The others wonder how humanity can last for 20 years in a shelter intended to be used for a few months at most. Some say the man is just as hard to kill as cockroaches or rats. But I don't think that's the only reason. I always thought we exist for a purpose. We just don't know. We just don't yet completely get it. One sec. Keep in mind there's likely a few typos in this. Also, I might misspeak a few times. I seem to be pretty good about catching myself when I do, but it still might happen. Alright, it's 7:25. Venice, level description. The subterranean Venice, an island of the dark waters of the underground rivers. You always hear rough stories circulating about this place. I hear it is all one huge den of thieves, but there's something I know for sure. Pavel reached Venice, and if I'm not late, he's still there. Finding the Dark One is still my main mission, but now I see I must also uncover Corbut's plans, so that I might warn the Order about them. I'm going to try to slow down a bit. If I have to end it early, I have to end it early, so, say la vie. The subterranean Venice is a strange city. 3 stations half flooded with groundwater. Old timers say there used to be another city by that name. They say it was the most beautiful city in the world. Who knows what has become of it. Note 2. Venice. I've been told that subterranean Venice is a city of thieves and murderers. But I found regular people here. They arranged their lives as best they could, and achieved a fragile peace. I'm really afraid that the chaos raging outside might envelop them. They just want to live. Sundown. Level description. If I'm lucky, our people will be waiting for me at the outpost in the abandoned church. I'll tell them everything I know about Pavel, about a test of some kind they're going to construct, and will continue my way to a city I can't pronounce. The Dark One is there. Note 1. I feel like I sailed into a maelstrom. Events that I don't fully understand start happening all around me, and I'm suddenly dragged down into to the bottom by their current. Wherever I go, everyone around me keeps talking of war. Some are getting ready for it, others running from it, but everyone believes it's coming. Miller, Führer, Moscovin. Does Führer even have a name? Or is he called Führer? Like Mr. T is called. Apparently his first name is Mr. There's a story going around online that he changed it so people would have to call him Mr. As no one called his father or uncle or any adult guy in his life, adult relative in his life, Sir or Mr. It was boy. At least that's how the story goes. Maybe completely incorrect. Might be completely correct. I don't know. Like everything, you may want to confirm it to be sure, as I would hate to mislead you, but I would also like to be able to talk and say things without saying, well, I can't say the sky is blue because, well, really it's just reflecting light, so the sky itself isn't blue. You might nitpick it and say I'm technically incorrect, so I should keep my mouth shut about that, is what I'm getting at. But anyway, all I can think of is hipster Hitler right now. It's a pity they stopped updating that webcomic. The people at the theatre and the refugees from the Red Line. The damp and rusty air of the metro smells of blood and doom. It is not my war. I wonder if anything at all can be done to prevent it. Nightfall. I made quite a lot of noise pushing through the marshes. If there really are people in the church, I'll soon meet them. If the subterranean island gets dragged into the meat grinder of the coming war, all this will be done for. Gondola rides and tunnel rivers, swimmers and fishermen, the amazingly useless art galleries, all these children who grow up in the dark but are shining themselves with the light of hope. Nothing will remain, just a charred, burnt-out station, and soon all the rest of the metro will become just like that. Undercity, level description. For some reason, I was genuinely glad to see Anna, my pain-in-the-ass partner. She finally stopped those wicked jokes of hers. Those were jokes? Looks like she's ashamed of having left her partner at the battlefield. Oh, if you're worried about DLC, I will be coming back to it at a later stage, sometime down the line, before I move on to any other game. Presumably, I won't be playing Heavy Squad. I may just release the Metro Last Light bit I recorded of it, like a year ago. I don't want to touch that again. It's not worth my time. I just can't do it. Contagion. All the roads lead to this place. The Dark One is there, and is there now too, in the hands of my enemies, the hands of the traitor, Luninsky. Note 1. The group that wiped out the Order outpost and kidnapped Anna takes over this place, a peaceful, neutral station. This is the declaration of war with the Order and the influential Hansa, which borders that station. Luninsky's team, though quite strong, would still not be enough to start a war against Hansa. I don't get this. What is Corbut hoping for? What is this devil thinking? Quarantine. Level description. The pieces of the puzzle are falling together, and the big picture is horrifying and unbelievable. I've told the others about this, but I still can't make myself believe it. The Reds have infected the this station, a peaceful station, denizens of which never suspected anything, with an unknown deadly virus. And then their mop-up squads entered under the pretense of saving the station from the epidemic and eliminated everyone they could, women, children, old people, to prevent the infection from spreading. And if all this is true, then me and Anna could be infected too. We've been saved from being killed, but we don't know if we're going to survive for long. Note 1. The Reds were possibly hoping to enter the station completely wiped out by the virus, but it took too long to do that, and they got impatient. They did not just wait for the outcome, they hastened it. Survivors say that when the purging of the station started, the Reds allowed some of the supposedly contaminated locals to escape to the neighbouring station. Two names a double-barrel name I can't pronounce. But some of those escapees were closely followed by the execution squads. If not for the ordered fighters who just happened to be at the station, the second station at the time, the one with double-barrel name, and repelled the Reds, by now there would be 2 stations, and hence it would be cut in half. They would have 2 stations, and hence it would be cut in half. But the order managed to avert that. Now the double-barrel name station belonging to Hensa is a cross between a hospital and quarantine zone. All the refugees from the neighbouring station and everyone who had contacted them are being put into plastic boxes, and that's it. Nobody tries to treat them, and everyone suspected of being infected sits in a plastic cage, and his death sits across, playing stairs with him. A minute of this game lasts an eternity. The losers are infected, die, and get burnt. Death is too good of a player to give his opponent any chances of winning. Khan. Level description. In some other time and place, what happens could be life-changing. But there is no time but the present, and no place but the metro for us, and we must do everything we can to save it. I have to hurry and catch up with the Dark One. Anna has to tell her father what Corbett and Moscovin are doing, and anything else is a luxury we can't afford right now. Note 1. I remember Corbett calling the operation they were carrying out at the peaceful neutral station an experiment. What if this massacre was not a prelude to a great war, but just a test of the new monstrous weapon? What if the Reds were simply distracting the Order in Hensa, all the while preparing a much more powerful, overwhelming attack? I wanted to be a soldier, to protect humanity, but all the blood I spilled didn't help me prevent the war that's already started. I didn't become a superhero capable of killing the villain and saving the whole world. Not that I didn't dream of it. Everyone does. But when the war starts, most turn out to be just a cannon fodder. Many don't even survive the first engagement. And I, as a little gear, can only spin on the predetermined axis and watch the massive flywheel of slaughter unwind. But perhaps that is why I'm going with Khan. This might be my only chance to change anything. The chase, level description. I never believed him, and that is no surprise. But Khan's words were true. This strange river took me to the past. The moment where I sent out the signal and destroyed the Dark Ones. And then it dropped me off at the place where I can find the last survivor of that race. A helpless, harmless child. Khan called him the last angel. Note 1. Khan, I never know what to expect of him. I don't really know what he is. A traveling philosopher, a wizard, a guest from a parallel dimension. How does he earn his living? By saving people or by killing them? He always makes me feel like I don't understand anything about life and the world I'm living in. He shows me things I can't explain and will never be able to. He makes the obvious seem absurd, and the absurd becomes logical and natural. What if he is right? What if the Dark Ones were not demons or hellspawn, but angels? What if they were able to save us, if we could overcome the animal within us and find a common language with them? What if the little Dark One that's sitting in the cage inside this train, what if he really is the last angel? What if he's going to pass judgment upon us? In a way, we saw in the ending he did. If you don't have a good enough ending, he doesn't come back to help. If you have a good enough ending, he does. And slightly more people survive. And D6 does as well. The Crossing, level description. Of course, I could not kill him. And while I am alive and my heart is beating, I will protect him. Khan says we'll be able to use him to stop the war. Yes, he can make miracles happen. But I don't want to use him. His war was over when I targeted missiles at his home, his family. Note 1. I recalled why I'm immune to the Dark One's influence. I am, in fact, a chosen one, but I was not born that way. I became so the day we opened the airlock, the day I was destined to die. I was supposed to be ripped apart by feral beasts, but that Dark One saved me. I was the first human they met. It just happened this way. And before I even get a chance to get scared, he touched me. Because that's the way they create a link. It's hard to do with a grown-up person, but kids, they're not yet hardened. Their soul is still free of crust, easier to get to. I became the first. The day that I opened the airlock and went out to the dead surface, risking my life and the lives of my friends, because I just missed my mother too much. And that Dark One saw. Let me start this again. That day I opened the airlock and went out to the dead surface, risking my life and the lives of my friends, because I missed my mother too much. And the Dark One saw me, saw a lonely orphan, alone in the whole wide world. By touching my soul, it's as if he adopted me. Ever since that moment, their presence could not inflict terror or pain on me. I was supposed to grow up and become a medium between humans and dark ones, a bridge between two worlds. They're coming to the expo to find me, to make me recall my mission. Bridge, level description. Whatever my intentions concerning it might be, the little Dark One just doesn't seem to care. He keeps following me as if I was never going after him, as if we were tied together by fate. No one, but I remained human. I was afraid to be different, afraid to be considered abnormal. I was the only one free from their influence, but I suspected myself to be a sleeper agent of the monsters. The meeting with the Dark One just got displaced from my memory. The beast within me woke up and devoured the human. I went out to the surface an orphan, yet I came back a newborn son. I was to create a connection between the angels and men, and instead I launched the missiles at them. There was only one survivor. Now he stands before me, a child, an orphan, alone in the whole world. The circle is complete. Depot, level description. We're coming to Polis together. Come what may, the little one did not want to leave. Something is holding him. I don't know what yet. Nevertheless, I'm glad it is, because he is helpful. Note 1. I don't know what I will tell Miller who ordered him killed. I don't know what the Dark One will think when I introduce Miller to him. What does he think of us in general? When I think of what he had to go through in the last few days, they were going to kill him as a mutant, and his only salvation was human greed. Then they were going to turn him into guard dog, watching over the prisoners, making the green recruits charge into the enemy's bayonet lines. But he escaped the fate only to be put into a freak show. Sorry, I thought I heard people talking. I've just been owl, or they were talking, but they stopped. 1 sec. It's 20 to now. But he escaped the fate only to be put into a freak show, and then shipped away as property from the station, where some people decided to conduct a sinister experiment on the... God, what if he really is an angel? The Dead City, level description. He who sows the wind shall reap the storm. The Dark One opened up Wodzinski's thoughts to me. I know all their plans. I know Pavel's going to be at the Red Square, and that's where I have to face him. I have to reach Polis to denounce the liars and to face the storm. Once again, we're going to the surface. Hello again, Moscow, a crypt city. This is note 1. A fallen hero city, a city bereft of its soul. It's not my home city anymore. My home city's in the past, but it is the home city of the little Dark One. How strange. Note 2. The Dark One, I saw an angel in him, yet he's just a child. I feared him judging us. What if he has to decide if we're going to live or die? For that reason, I feared him. I feared the way through the metro he had to travel was going to bring a death sentence on humanity's head. And now, I'm just ashamed. Ashamed for us all. For what we would become. The history of mankind must not end like this. Red Square, level description. I know one way to Polis from here, through the Red Square. The Order keeps an outpost in the St. Basil's Cathedral. I'll get in touch with our men and tell them all I know. My goal would just be a step away from there. It would all be over soon. What is it like, the Red Square? Can't wait to see it. People used to say it was the heart of our motherland. I've never been to this place, and saw it only on the old postcards. This must be the most popular postcard site of Moscow. St. Basil's Cathedral, the Kremlin. All the foreign tourists used to be brought here first and foremost. They didn't nuke the Kremlin in the war. Instead, they hit it with something. Something that spared all the buildings, but ate everything organic within radius of a few miles. Something experimental. Makes me think, oh, it's actually saying that is a spoiler, never mind. Remind me of a book that I read by a certain author. I can't even say who it is because that's a spoiler. You could piece it together. But damn. Note 2. For years nobody dared approach the Red Square. They said something remained in the basement of the Kremlin, luring anything in alive and consuming it. Luring anything alive in and consuming it. And then the order purged the Kremlin with fire. It's empty and black with silt inside now, just like the rest of the city. The Red Square. The stopped heart of the country long gone. The garden, the old description. We have to make it to Polis in time for the peace conference. There isn't going to be peace, just war. The last war. And now I have the answers to all the questions. Pavel's head proved to be a real treasury of Korbat's sinister plans. Note 1. Now I know it all. The picture is complete. All I saw was just in preparation. The real blow will be delivered at the very last moment, when nobody would expect. Korbat, he boasted he was going to take the whole metro without spilling blood. He could really do it. The last blood he would have to spill will be the blood of the older fighters protecting D6. The Reds are going to take them by surprise. For at that very moment, Moscovin's going to be signing the peace treaty with Miller and the others. Note 2. And then Korbat would have a weapon which could wipe out all of humanity that haven't been done before. All the stations will be filled with corpses, and the Red Line will rule the metro, if it manages to contain the viruses, after all, and commutate too. I can't waste a minute anymore. I have to make it in time for this peace conference. Peace is in air quotes. Polis. Level description, he's not alone. He's not the last. I understand his excitement and his wish to immediately meet the others, their freedom, and to wake them up. But he's agreed to wait a bit longer. First, he's going to try and help us. If we make it to the conference, the Dark One will be able to open up the thoughts of Moscovin or Korbat himself. Perhaps make them stop this madness. This is our last chance. I asked the kid about how he made it. How did he survive the Inferno? Now I know. When the missiles rained down upon the city of the Dark Ones, he was simply not there. The Dark Ones? We've been asking ourselves how it happened so that new sentient life emerged almost instantly. Why did it take millions of years and all the Dark Ones needed? Why did we take millions of years of evolution and all the Dark Ones needed was a few years? The answer was simple. It was us, people, who had brought them to life. They emerged from us. Sukai, my stepfather, was right. They were the next step of evolution, next to ours. We were their fathers. They were our children. We had created so many weapons to destroy ourselves, and one of those weapons gave birth to them. They are not like us. What kills us makes them stronger. Not bullets. Bullets still kill them. But yeah. They are not like us. We left them a ravaged, poisoned world, but they learned to live in it. They sustain themselves by absorbing radiation, and after being born, they do not enter the world at once. For some time they continue to exist in a dream, growing and learning from the ones who came before them. What we destroyed was their home, but the place where the young ones slept was underground, close to the Botanical Gardens, close to the TV tower. It was in the bunkers under the TV buildings, which were connected to D6. But when the warheads fell, the entrance tunnels caved in. The Dark Ones who were almost ready to enter the world got blocked inside. Instead of them, the little one, opened his eyes, awakened by the explosion and the last scream of his mother. Fuck. Like, damn. Knowing nothing of what happened, not ready for anything, knowing nothing of the world, he tried looking for his kin, but could not find them, because the few survivors continued sleeping. Their time to wake up had come and passed. Very soon they could die of hunger, and without even opening their eyes once. I don't know how Khan persuaded Miller, but he was the icon of stoicism, and did not reach for his weapon when he saw the Dark One. And the following events shocked me even more than the plans of the Reds. They're Dark Ones in D6. Khan had hypothesized they were created before the war. Created as what? Soldiers immune to radiation and having no need for voice communication? Could be so. But then God probably decided to breathe souls into them. E6. He is gone. Level description. He is gone. He did what he could. And now he is gone to meet his king. I can't judge him for that. The remainders of humanity are finishing each other off in their final fight. It is not his war. I hope he was able to forgive us, me, for what we did to his brothers and sisters, his mother and father. Note 1. We must stop Corbett, prevent him from taking D6. If we fail, all we've been through after the war, all the hardships and we braved, sacrificing all these years, surviving all these years, all the sacrifices, everything would have been in vain. Could it be that the spring that has finally melted the decades-old ice on the surface, promising us a new hope of leaving the darkness of the underground and reaching out to the sun again, is also in vain? Could it be that, could it happen that there won't be anyone left to welcome the spring? I can't believe this. Hope still lives while the Order holds these 6. While even a single one of us still draws breath, we won't stop. Yeah, let me start that again. Hope still lives while the Order holds these 6. While even a single one of us still draws breath, we will stop Corbett at any cost, for our friends and families, for the whole of the Metro, for the spring we've been waiting for the future. Now I know. There are never any stores of food or medical supplies in D6 to speak of. Miller just didn't want to tell us that. He kept opening door after door, hoping to find what he promised. Our chance for salvation. But all he found were containers with viruses, bacteria, spores of death. The ancestors left us a vast stockpile of tabooed weapons, nothing else. And we opened Pandora's box. Corbett knew this, and I pressed on an ad. 1 second. Corbett, ads. He never cared about food or other supplies. Hungry people were easier to control. They always want more. We opened Pandora's box, and we're going to steal it back. Or die. All of us. Thank you to the contributors of that article. Thank you for whoever set up the wiki in the first place. Thank you for the hosts. Thank you for all that. Made my life a lot easier. Seriously. Otherwise I would have to do what I did in Spec Ops The Line and go find the stuff. Though at least in that case, it was easier to do so than it will be in Metro. Like, significantly easier. So anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. Like I said, I do enjoy the universe of it. I haven't really seen anything where it's like, oh no, they're really evil. Like, they're gonna kill us all. And they, wanted to borrow a cup of sugar. They wanted to ally with us. It works. I really like it. I'm sure there's problems with the Metro series in some shape or form. Certainly it doesn't seem to like my Mac. It seems to have a real hate on for it. But beyond that, like story-wise, I'm not sure. Some of the phrasing seems strange, but maybe it's a colloquial thing. Well, it's just not really a grammatical error or writing error, but just phrasings I'm not used to due to where they're from and whatnot. If that makes sense. I'm just thinking like, the word crack. Normally that means it's reference to a narcotic, I believe. In Ireland, that means fun. Like, that's, yeah. It was great crack last night. That means fun. Not that there's a great drug there. So, that could be a factor. Could just be me misreading it. Sometimes I see words in wrong places or words that aren't even there. Just, I kind of maybe read too quickly. Impatience, maybe. I don't know. I try to speed read and just by default, and yeah, it goes weird. But anyway, I really do enjoy this, and I really hope to see more Metro games. I'm actually going to Google it right now before I go. Metro Last Light. Would help if I spelled it correctly. That's the Last Light sequel. Alright. Metro Last Light sequel to become more accessible. This is according to IGN. Apparently, it's not the final game in the Metro series. It's going to continue. This was back in 2013. They want to make it more accessible to a broader gamer audience. TB actually made a video commenting on this. That he basically fears what they mean by accessible. I don't really remember much about it, but someone was like disappointed. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. This was a few years ago when the video actually came out. He feared when he was saying he feared what acceptable meant. Someone was very disappointed in him or something. Sorry about that, but I have to agree with him. I am concerned myself about what they mean by accessible, because I like how Metro series is. I would like it significantly better. It would probably quite possibly be up there with our favorite games. The series is, that kind of thing. If it wasn't for the FPS issues. Sorry, I have some clean glasses. I could be up there with favorite games, and I'm worried that if they try to make it more accessible, they'll really hurt the series. While, they can't exactly take away from these two games directly, an argument could be made that, somehow the new game could taint it. It's just like, oh, let's see where the story goes, and it goes into a pit. It goes into a crap heap. So it kind of, by proximity taints it. If you view it that way. Of course, it might work that way for you. Hopefully it won't work that way for me. It's the only way to... It's not a good way of viewing it, but... the way your minds work, it's that they don't always pick the good way, if you get me. But anyway, I would love to see more, but I am very nervous about what they mean by more accessible. Apparently they paid nearly $6 million for it. I really do wonder what when they'll be making it or what. But I really do wonder which ending they're going to go with. The last time they went, the canonical ending was one with the missiles. I could see it going either way here. Well, the one with missiles where as you could tell, where the Dark One's getting nuked to shite. Well, missiles to shite, as I don't think nukes were involved. I don't think. They might have been. What was it? One sec. That was the canonical ending. The good ending, or happier ending, was where you destroyed the targeting computer, sending missiles off course and saving the Dark Ones. This ending is the redemption ending, much happier. I like to think it's the canonical one, but we don't know until the next game comes out. And apparently Deep Silver are interested in making it. Since if that's true, how much they spent on it, I could see them making more games. It would be weird if they didn't. Yeah, so I can't wait to see the next one. I am concerned about the making more accessible. I don't know what that means. It could, depending on who, it's kind of vague. Depending on who you ask, it could mean altering the story somewhat, making it more accessible to people. It could also they mean to a broader audience. which audience, which people. And to make it more accessible to people, it depends on which people they are intending it for. Different groups may want different things. So, again, I'm concerned about that. And it is a very enjoyable series. As while I may have been very frustrated with it, I think it's more of maybe my Mac at fault, or maybe it just reacts really badly to a 5-year-old Mac. So yeah, you gotta keep that in mind. I could make a joke there, but probably feels like maybe it's a bit poor taste. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So this is gonna be a long video. Something I've been doing the last few times is basically releasing the last episode, like the hour or so leading up to it, as one big episode. Mainly, my reasoning being is, look, the game's been trying to build up to it. May as well release it as one big thing rather than spacing it out over a few days. As it works better or something. I don't know. But that's what I could end up doing. Makes my life easier, I think. Means I have less editing to do. So that's something. Yay! So yeah. I can't wait to see more of what comes of the Metro series. Someone on a wiki was claiming that 4A, some developers of it, said Artyom's story is done. But they might change their mind. I've seen, that happens a few times. Let me phrase that. They could change their mind. It's been, who knows when that was said. Who knows if that person was actually accurate. If it was accurate, due to change of hand, the game going from THQ to Deep Silver, different changes could, mean, words. Basically, Artyom's story could continue. I would like to see more of the dark one, the baby, seeing their thing. Also the dynamic, the relationship between him and Artyom and whatnot. Oh, one thing, if you haven't watched my Metro Last Light non-Redux one, and you don't want to have to see this, Anna from our comforting of each other on the quarantine chapter, she's pregnant. In the Sailor B ending, she's telling her son, I think his son, kid, that about how great a guy you were, and oh yeah, remember how he was going to push that thing? That was actually a detonator. That was going to rig the place to explode. Well, actually, he was going to turn the dial, and the Dark One stopped him. Artyom does it, and everyone dies because the Dark Ones don't come to save us. And Anna is, like I was saying, telling the son about Artyom and whatnot, and that the Dark One said they'll come back one day. Just to be clear about how this scene plays out, it plays out pretty much exactly like the way. Actually, no. Let me phrase it this way. The train comes in, everyone's covered in blood and dying and whatnot, and Artyom goes and just turns the knob. Everything explodes, and then it cuts to Anna with this kid. Presumably, she's also pregnant in the Redemption ending. I don't see how Artyom not killing people somehow means she doesn't get pregnant. But you never know. So, long story short, I'm interested in seeing more of Metro. I enjoy the series, I enjoy the game. If it wasn't for technical difficulties, it will be seriously up there in my favourite games. The technical difficulties just lead to too much frustration, which detracts from the game. I think that's it, really. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play. If if you've enjoyed this game, I highly advise checking out both of them. They're a lot of fun. And I will be back soon to do the DLC. When? I can't say. I don't know really. I'm probably going to want to take a bit of a break from this. I've played this quite a lot. I finished this game in 3 days, and I think I played over 20 hours of it. So I kind of want to take a bit of a break from this style. So I'll be going playing some StarCraft and trying to record some WoW, seeing if my Wi-Fi can handle it. So, because it was a bit better recently, it can play some DDO, so I might manage WoW. If you don't know what DDO is, it's Dungeons and Dragons Online. Sadly, I won't be playing any more of that. I recorded a few episodes and then stopped for whatever reason. I never came back to it for, again, whatever reason. I kind of just didn't. I can't finish because of it's a Warner Brothers thing, and Warner Brothers recently told me they only want 5-minute long videos. If you're doing a Let's Play, each part has to be 5 fucking minutes. You may be wondering, but Jesse Cox did Shadow Mordor thing, and that's, half an hour or 20 minutes episodes. Yes, but he shot. What name was it called there? Shady Cox? Apparently. I'm gonna go with that. He's Jesse Cox. He's part of Polaris. He might have ways around it. People were talking about certain networks having just free passes to play certain games. Free licenses, licenses to play these things that other people wouldn't have access to. I don't know if these stories are true, but Polaris has certainly benefits to joining it. I don't know what though. It's a very exclusive club. You have to be part of Maker, and then if your channel's good enough and they decide to, okay, I'm gonna have to go. So they decide it's good enough, big enough, whatever. They'll ask you to join, but I don't know details because they don't provide it anywhere. So, I'm going to have to go because, as you hear there, that's Sharon right below me. Roughly below me. Mom's up. So, I'm going to have to talk to you tomorrow, or next time. Adios. Keep on trucking. Well, seriously, what the fuck is up with this? I have no idea what's up with this screen. Why does it keep showing me this error thing every time I close it? Metro Last Light never did this, only Redux, as far as I know.